Otherwise, I think we'll start straight up with my Tyranid Pyro-Acid fleet. Something new and different in the world, although I gotta say, I'm kind of really suspicious that just going with 2 hive ships is probably better for this type of fleet composition. Better range, more health. I am missing out on a little bit of turning speed, but hell, I'm not really losing on mobility, so I really do question having the 2 cruisers if I were to be honest. But we're gonna play with it and see how it works out. Try and figure out this new fleet. And with that said, what kind of abilities do I want to? Dual cannon sounds an amazing combination with this, due to the sheer amount of fire results we might be having. So it's either that or speedy recovery for the resilient shield of my flagship. That sounds promising. Otherwise, I'm going to have to look into the possibility of not going with the chameleonic skin at some point. But I love it too much with the dang Krakens. They seem amazing with the 2 health regeneration. They are far more resilient than any of the frigates the Necrons have to offer. To a limited extent, they're more durable than the light cruisers, depending on what they're getting hit with, just because of that extra point of health regeneration. But this should be fun, I'm looking forward to it. Not much choices in portraits, sadly. But we'll see if this first real 1v1 test is a good demonstration or not. At least if I can make it work. Especially since my ranking's already way up there, to an extent. A lot of it probably due to the fact that I played Tyranids after release, and that was a different era. Hell, I still need to play with my infestation, my tentacles pod. What is it? Strangle tentacles? Either way, this is going to suck, because Necrons are immune to fire results. This is possibly the worst type of exchange for me. I have really high critical hits though, mind you, so maybe I could start crippling some stuff, but this does not bode well. I want to argue. And these do not negate armor, which could be really helpful in this regard. Spore fields, I don't think that negates armor either. I could just merely use as a means to stealth myself. How do I want to do this? How do I seriously want to do this? I honestly couldn't tell you what would be ideal. I think I want to keep the critical hit unless I'm really worried about them jumping me. Right off the bat, I feel like the weak link. I'd be more comfortable killing off their crew, which sadly, I don't have any tentacles and I only have 1 fighter squadron or boarding party to really take advantage of that. So this is an awkward start, but I gotta get a feel for what it's capable of, so at least I can optimize it, especially against what is arguably the worst matchup for this type of fleet. Arguably. The heavy armor is one thing. I could do astounding boarding damage if I do it properly. And actually, let me just go predatory senses. Detect them early, possibly. And it boosts up my critical hit. The one real chance I have to win this is maybe destroy a lot of their components. And hopefully, as I'm trying to realize I should redeploy to maybe contest that third objective, and now I lost my train of thought because I'm trying to do 2 things at once after all. Oh well, my opponent has to redeploy anyway. So what was my train of thought? What was my thought process? Well, now we have to get started. We'll have to hold on to that for another time. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Nonetheless, there's a lot to really consider and take in. They have the armor. I don't have really any armor penetration to do this effectively. I do have the boarding damage, which can be useful over time. I'm just not built towards killing the crew though, due to the lack of any other means of doing boarding. So really, I have to just watch and learn, is really what it comes down to. I don't think I can strategize my way out of this with such a brand new fleet that hasn't really been field tested yet. But what I can do with the chameleonic skin is let my Krakens go first and just avoid, ideally. Oh, these are both cruisers too. I kind of want 1 light cruiser and 1 regular cruiser mixed up together. And actually, oh, here comes the Doom Scythes too. This is part of the reason why I want these ships hidden. I can deal with the Krakens getting spotted. Not so much my light cruisers or any of my main capital ships. And it does get rid of my scanner pulse. That's one of the downsides of this. But is it safe to assume these are dirges? I think this may be a safe assumption these are dirges, and you... Is that 3 battle cruisers with that said? I seriously wonder that. I'm gonna have to dodge either way. I don't want to be revealed if I can help it.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Okay, so just 2 scythes. I'm sadly not going to be able to do much, but critical hits are a nice way to start. Killing off the frigates will be useful over time. And actually, let me actually... Oh, you just jumped with that, okay. Let's just jump away. Ideally. I don't want to give away these positions, especially since I'm probably not going to safely get this point. And I maybe should have gotten extended range on these. There we go. Kimeonic skin is in effect. We're about to grab this one objective, so that's not terrible, but apparently I have been revealed. I wonder if Lightning Strike would have been helpful here, because they don't have shields after all, so Lightning Strike would not be terrible to kind of start chipping them down. Otherwise, free damage is the way to go. Try and cripple their weapons. Engines might be good too, to keep them from jumping on top of me, but I want an excuse to get in close, in all seriousness. If I were to be so honest, but... We got them scared at least. I have my own fighter, sure. This will get revealed, but at the same time, I do have Gas Cloud or an Astra Belt to hide in. Never mind the fact I have lots of point defense, so maybe I can start shooting these down really quickly. Because they jumped away. I can bait this. And apparently there's this one objective I completely am been oblivious to this entire time as well. That's a bit silly. Oh well. I can at least conceal the ship. The Krakens are regenerating all the damage they did take. And I like to kill off the Doom Scythes and at least limit some of their vision. If only slightly. I am detected, but at the same time you're not doing anything about it just yet. Let's just conceal our ships. Sure, it may not be... I may not be doing a good job in making them guess where I'm at, but at least they can't shoot me. I have at least a range to go for. And once I conceal, I'll consider jumping away. Or at least rushing out. There we go. Let me just consider getting on out then. It's going to take a little bit of time, but hey, I'm going to have 4 objectives in a moment. If they're going to play a very top-heavy fleet, then I can take advantage of that some. The benefit of the concealment. You are in a bad spot right now. You're supposed to be hitting. Why you no do this? Well, now it's too late. My opportunity to hide has been foiled. Actually, I should try and reveal the dang frigate. Because there it is. I don't have to engage this. As much as I would love to test the extent of the Pyro-Acid, I don't really have much incentive when I have 4 objectives currently. I just would like to jump the frigates so I can take full advantage of my concealment. It's going to be tricky to do when my frigates are out in the middle of nowhere, but they're capping points still. And let's just build up our rush. That's one nice benefit of being able to reposition really quickly. I don't know why I have you going there though, mind you. Or were you just revealed? Only thing I can think of, but hey, let's kill off these Doom Scythes. It's a perfect opportunity. I think I just killed them. It's impossible to tell because I didn't see any actual weapon effect going on. Not exactly an exciting match, but my opponent needs to be willing to commit to jumping. Alright, so I know the frigate's somewhere over there.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
I still have 3 points, so I'm in good shape. I don't have the convenience of regeneration, mind you, but I can grab this objective behind them. I want to start chipping them down. Something serious I can commit to, because it's really tricky when they can regenerate their health at will for such a dragged out match. I'll consider jumping them when spread out. That's a tempting target, but they have a nurseless drive available too, so we need to count for that. Oh, and both their brains were shot down too, so that's kind of hindering my ability to... well, lost my stance as a result of that. I kind of would really love to do some lightning strike damage. That would be amazing for this kind of situation. And I think that's where the frigate was, in all honesty, too. So far I have a healthy lead. Let's just get ourselves damn concealed. At least keep them guessing some. And now maybe try and do a little more chipping. I want to use the battleship kind of to bait them because it has the range to safely engage. Just not much else. Actually, the Krakens would be good at drawing out some of the fire too. The Lances are a bit annoying, but that works out well.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Probably not what I want, but at least one of their ships is kind of AWOL.
You have seized a strategic area.
Kind of, especially with their Star Pulse generator being spent too. Come on. When's the... really? Oh, I'm trying to figure out when did my rush end up being on cooldown. That's what I seriously wonder there. Or did I rush with both of them?
25% of strategic points.
I sadly don't have the convenience of hiding there, but it burnt their big AoE, but again, I have nothing to really contribute to dealing with these quickly. I have Void Lurker too, but I would like to use that for running away to an extent. The crew's almost gone on there. I have point defense to easily deal with these, so that was a brutal exchange for me, mind you. Oh, now your rush wants to come up. Oh, I guess I did burn them both at the same time. That might explain that. I kind of want to get in between both of them. I have the immunity, I have the supercharged shield in. Apparently it did not work at all. Good God. That was not pleasant. I do have range still on him. But yeah, trying to engage in any sort seems to have got me killed there. I could have played this long, slow, and drawn out and just continued to do damage. Because right now, I don't have a spore field either. Which actually would be really convenient right now. Oh, and I keep... ah, that's embarrassing. Salt running on those things too is a bit of an annoyance. And I don't think I've been getting any of the engine weapon critical hits I want either, have I? Does not look like it. And my boarding party's kind of useless too. I have Void Lurker backup, but that's not going to help me in any regard. I'm going to have to rely on boarding damage here if I want to kill anything. Which means I had to jump in with everything if I was going to do that kind of ability. At least I could dodge that AoE really well.
The enemy has accumulated 50% of strategic points.
Again, not quite the damage I would like. Not by a mile. Two hive ships probably would have been simpler at least. And that's going to take a lot of boring damage. This was a bit of a mismatch, especially since, again, this is my first real 1v1 with this fleet too. It does not help me in any regard at all. Trying to utilize this properly. And as we can see, the damage isn't all that pleasant either. Maybe I should have gone for the engines, keep them from jumping away there to an extent.
The enemy has
Since if they're turning away, at least they're not shooting at me, I suppose.
50% of strategic points.
And I had a nice healthy lead if I had just kept playing passive there and grabbing points. It was actually looking really promising there. I had like 300, 400 points advantage. My Krakens could have easily gone and grabbed the middle point. I could have played that as a slow game still. I just want to understand the weapon potential to know its limitations. But again, Spore Field would have been really nice just to have a convenient way to hide myself. But since I never had a window to really kill off the frigates, let alone the fact that I have 83 armor, this seems very impractical at the same time. Let's give it another try though. Nonetheless, all my Krakens survived really damn well until I decided to commit to a fight. Because I easily could have jumped away as soon as the battle cruisers and the battleship decided to jump on 2 goddamn Krakens, for crying out loud. I could have easily just baited that out and then grabbed the points behind them with the rest of my fleet. Due to that overreaction, since I don't even think the cruisers were even exposed, maybe I wasn't paying attention to if they were shooting off any of their Pyro-Acids or not yet. I can't remember. Nonetheless, I want to give this another proper try, preferably without the Necrons. Although with me just jumping back in almost immediately after, we're probably going to be fighting them again. But we'll see what the roulette wheel tells us. What does the roulette wheel give us, rather? Are we going to have a rematch? Or are we going to have something else? Since the lack of fire results is a little bit inconvenient. So, Corsairs. Hull Field's going to be annoying, but Fragile it is a nice convenience there. Force an early repair once I start getting fire results. Just a matter of being able to detect them, which I probably would want a beacon for that matter. At least make it a little inconvenient for them. Speed recovery, don't know if that helps me so much. I'm assuming they're very burst damage centric after all. And not really relying on bombers. I have yet to really see any of the Aeldari utilize bombers. It's torpedoes I have to be scared of, but I do have rush to kind of dodge them really well, so I don't think that's an issue. And they're disciplined, so Psychic Scream is not going to be nearly as effective. Now I gotta remember, cruisers and light cruisers are kind of paired together if I'm going to do this kind of group. So group 3, group 2, group 1. I'm going to have the Krakens. I'm going to keep them close together because since after all, we're facing off against another stealth fleet, so I have no idea where they're going to be. And I want to be able to jump them if they try to do anything reckless. Anything else? I like Void Lurker to maybe jump them, especially when they start running away in combination with my rush. That would be amazing for the battleship, but it's easily going to get killed. And I'm pretty certain this beacon stands still. I'm hoping it does. That would be really nice if it's the one that actually stands. Doesn't keep on going is what I'm trying to say. If it can cover this area for me, maybe I have a convenient means of grabbing the central objective. Maybe. I also have fighters. Oh, it's of limited use, but at least it can provide a little bit of vision. They're just slower than most other fighters, which means they're not likely going to chase very well. And I forgot to use my adrenal glands, but as I learned as well, due to the speed of my opponent there, especially with the Dirches, mind you, they're likely to be there before in the center of the map before my scanner's even available. So I am questioning that to an extent. I don't want to go over there just yet, but I have a fighter to help with that. If anything, Kraken should go do that. Should. I gotta be ready to bamboozle on a moment's notice though, which thankfully, leaving this available helps with that some.
Strategic area.
Alright, so we know where Void Stalker is. Hell, we even revealed one of their ships. And I have point defense to help deal with these some, although I did get my entire fleet revealed. Maybe I should have paid attention a little bit more. I think, are you still in the beacon? Is that what's going on there?
You have seized a strategic area.
I think that may be what's going on. The beacon is doing work for me.
The enemy has
So I
seized
can
a
be happy with that.
strategic
I just
area.
don't... If I want to keep myself invisible, I have to backtrack. Sort of. But though that is one fighter squadron gone, I can happily live with that. Grab this objective for good measure. And actually, this thing's faster. They may try and flank me, so why not just make it a little bit difficult for them? Extended range on that's kind of no surprise, but it's only a light cruiser. I can grab these other points. I just gotta keep on running and reveal this thing for good measure. Because I think you just boosted as well, so that helps a little bit there.
Strategic area.
Get in the gas cloud, can see yourself, make yourself
seized a
difficult.
strategic area.
Because the question becomes... I could have revealed that. Okay. Can we deal with it? Is there any more fighters to deal with? Yeah, there's another squadron there. Oh, so this is a no frigate squad, is what I'm seeing here. I have them all revealed. I have the central objective, but I need to make sure my opponent doesn't use that very well. If I want to get value out of that. Come on. You're supposed to be in the asteroid belt. You're doing a bad job doing this. Ah, god damn it. The turning speed of the rush kind of ruins things a bit. Yeah, let's see. Can we kill this off? Well, helps if I get these things moving, ideally. And these crackers are going to do amazing work just ramming to death. To an extent. It's a bit on a suicide mission, though, so I gotta be careful of that. But if I could kill off one of those, that's pretty good for me. Pretty good, but not entirely. Because pulsars are really good against things that rely on armor for their durability. So I can jump out easily enough in a few moments. Sure, I'm revealed, but at the same time, their target is going to be another light cruiser. And I do have an asteroid belt here. Well, there goes that. I'm going to wait till they try and commit to this. I would love those to try and rush that right now. The Krakens show they have good value here. And you're going to rush into the gas cloud in a moment, since I think that's 2 fighter squadrons dealt with. Actually, I don't even need to do that, since the fighters are still technically there, mind you. Ooh, the Pyro-Acids are doing good work too. We're getting a bunch of burn results here. Really? Odd. That was inconveniently timed for the dang second fighter squadron to have to come in, for crying out loud. The ones that was way back at the gas cloud from earlier. And the bombers, maybe I could do something here. Yeah, that is inconvenient timing there with that goddamn fighter squadron, mind you, of all things, just randomly appearing out of nowhere. Because the damage is really good otherwise, I just need my stealth for it to truly work. And again, it was denied because the bombers were too close too. So that single-handedly just screwed me over immensely. Lost my cruiser, and it took a lot more damage than necessary on this battleship. It's still a lot of damage on their ships, though. But with I lost one of my pyro assets on the prow. But again, they have no frigates. If I could kill off that fighter squadron, that'd be amazing. Since I killed off 2 squadrons so far, and that's the last one. Problem is, well, I could replenish fighters. I thought I hitting you, dang it. You're supposed to be hitting. Do your job, for crying out loud. I know the fighters are being a little inconvenient. I don't have to do anything for now. I have 3 objectives. For now. That will likely change at some point. But since that's the last fighter squadron, it's going to be a while till they actually get use of them. So unless they want to get point blank range with me, when they don't know where I'm at, technically, I'm in good shape. I just gotta make sure I get a good jump on them for it to really matter though. Which means a good scanner pulse is kind of warranted. Since they can't use that gas cloud anymore. Where do I think they will be? Probably down here or take... Oh, never mind. Let's get ourselves ready then. I'm just gonna hold fire. This is a good warranted opportunity. And actually, except the battleship, it only got 1 weapon to use to its name, to its arsenal, but it's a great bait to an extent. It's only... I want to ram this thing. I'm not gonna lie. I just want to goddamn ram this thing, kill it now. Damn it! I think we just killed it anyway, but god damn it. That could have been a big misplay right there too. The Void Stalker is still AWOL somewhere, so we need to be cautious due to the fact. I should have been paying attention to where the fighters were. I don't think they're still there, since my scan... Can you technically mark fighters anyway? That I'm not sure about. Okay, that gives away that. That, to a limited extent, gives away where the fighters are. Or the Void Stalker is. But hold fire is going to be great. This is not. I kind of want to reload now. I don't think critical hits are what I need. I need rate of fire. And ideally, to reduce the cooldown on my rush. Which, with that said, they're probably going wide to the last objective.
The enemy has accumulated 50% of strategic points.
So, since right now I'm in good shape, I just gotta do a really good job of catching them. I might as well burn the adrenal glands now. For good measure. Since I'm gonna get caught in awkward position. I didn't even need to shoot the beacon there because it just gave away my battleship's position. It works out in this case, mind you, but I don't know how I feel about that. Especially the big question, should I be using broadside weaponry instead? Oh, I lost both my Pyro weapons, so I do not want to do that. Get in his face. Ideally chase after this thing. And make it really difficult. A little bit awkward. I'm not going to get quite what I want, sadly, because I'm going to get stuck in a stasis bomb here. That is inconvenient. I do have this beacon to at least deal with this one. Boarded for good measure. But that could single-handedly kill almost all my ships. Almost. Can I ram it? Got a good ram there. More fire assaults, mind you. I want to just kill that thing. But dodging torpedoes is good enough. Just die already, you cursed thing. Okay, not gonna happen. I gotta force that thing to disengage now. While I cap this point. Nicely enough, it didn't actually reveal my ship. But again, I don't have much to contribute here very well. I do have the point defense, though. Engines are the priority right now. And I can easily just hide in the gas cloud here. Story of my life, just a little bit short on almost every regard. But there is a mutiny. It's a drifting Hulk. That is the moral of this match, isn't it? Just always a little bit too short. A little bit off on everything.
You are close to victory.
Wait, did you actually self-destruct that on me? How come I didn't see the AoE effect? It's a win though, but good God. It feels like so many times I just got screwed over by just teeny tiny little bits. It feels like anyway. I just didn't realize both my prow weapons were destroyed there. I thought it was just the one when I saw that, because I don't recall the red highlight on my second Pyro-Acid. But good God. That was a match. I don't know what to really say about it otherwise, mind you. Because if, since they had no frigates, so that was kind of my biggest strength in this regard, being able to just conceal myself relatively well, though those fighters were really inconvenient because I didn't really take them seriously enough. Ooh, excuse me. But it was fun. Did I really learn a whole lot? Not really. I kind of would honestly like to fight something that's more generic, like either Tau, Imperial Navy, or Mechanicus, perhaps. Mechanicus would be interesting, since I could practice dodging with the rush ability, mind you. But let's move on to something else for now. Maybe I'll go back to that afterwards, but let's do our own type of Corsairs, since my opponents like to just sit there and shoot repeatedly. Oh wait, this is not the fleet I want. I want the Void Stalker. There we go. Void Stalker, Auroras, and Hellborn. Hopefully, if I'm lucky enough, I can demonstrate how it's supposed to be done. Although, I wasn't really paying attention to what my opponent was doing as far as if they were just standing there so much, since it was really us being stealth the majority of the time. Otherwise, not really much else to say. These extended range upgrades is really damn convenient for the Void Stalker. I'm just wondering what other weapons I want, since I don't really have any star cans for Blessing of All. Vipro torpedoes could be useful. Hard to honestly say, since the only practical use I see for this is to deny brace for impacts and their additional point defense, perhaps. Don't really care about denying lock-on other stuff if I'm going to be relying on hit and run and just cloak and dagger type styles. That's my thought process anyway, just denying possible brace for impact, which doesn't really get utilized too much anyway, unless they see a big massive assault come at the last second. Then they may panic over to the brace for impact. Otherwise, I'm interested in diving into a little bit more Aeldari. It's been a while. And we have a bunch of Auroras to just constantly hide ourselves. I just gotta remember that Shroud effect, so maybe I can use the lock-on effect, since I come to realize that the reload does nothing for any lance weaponry, as far as giving them a better rate of fire. So I should seriously be trying to use the room focusing. I forget what the stance is called. I'm just going to call it lock on until I remember. But nonetheless, it's actually really convenient for my Void Stalker, since it gives it the 270-degree arc for star cans as well, mind you. So it's useful in that regard, especially with the extended range, if I plan to go that way. Oh, Baker. He was the one I played against with Necrons. I wonder if he's going to go to top heavy fleet again. That is what I'm curious about. And by top heavy, what was it? 3 Grand Cruisers and a Retribution? We'll see what happens. I have good range on this thing regardless. I just gotta make sure I don't get hunted down, especially with the Commissars, whatever that rally encouraging speech they have is. That is gonna increase their combustion gauge, which could screw me over if I do it wrong. And is this how I want to do my fleets there? 3 and 3 with the Hellborn taking point? I'm not sure, to be honest. Nonetheless, easy way to grab objectives. We'll have the Auroras come in after a certain point. I worry I may be a bit rusty with my Corsairs, especially with the Void Stalker and 4 Roars. That was kind of the main Eldar fleet I used in Armada 1. Do I want Wraithbone reinforcement though? I'm comfortable I could just dodge them. What do I want in its place? Probably Maelstrom. Can't go wrong with that. And this looks like the same fleets before. Well, I'm seeing only 3 ships, so technically it could be 3 battleships. Which suits me well with the ambushing route. And I think I heard boosters, so that may have been a mission dissipator at work. Maybe. I don't want to boost with my Wraithbone shift because it does kind of give away audio cues of where I'm at. So I need to be wary of that fact. And where is this going? It is not going to the center objective. It might go close though. I need to pay close attention to my limited means of concealment though. Which isn't a big issue. With the, what's it, the Auroras, it's just the Void Stalker. I'll need the gas clouds and asteroid belts to hide itself. And I know there's a frigate gonna be going there at some point. Where do I want to engage? Ideally somewhere over here where I'm close to the asteroid belts. Ideally. And come and think of it. Oh, they all go the same speed. For some reason I was kind of hoping maybe that I could have the Hellborn up ahead further. Now I don't hear any boosters there, so maybe... Okay. If I could kill that frigate quickly, that would be great. I don't think I have the range.
Yes, Commander. The void is our home. Unseen and silent.
Now, where's the other ones? I was not revealed here yet.
We obey.
Oh, that's cute. 3 Emperors? Really?
Setting sail.
Well, I know what kind of game I'm playing here. Although I'm gonna have a ridiculously difficult time to kind of outlast or shoot down their fighters. Why are you still spotted?
Until the end.
Is it? Okay, there. I was wondering what the hell was going on with this shenanigans.
Ride the solar winds.
I couldn't tell you, but
Ride the
I have no need to wait. Hell. I was kind of hoping to maybe just launch fighters to at least reveal the ships. Oh, they're Exorcists? Okay, Emperor and Exorcist. I don't have a beacon for convenience sake anymore, alas, but having this silent running is helpful.
We move together.
And if I can snipe that frigate is key. And 9 seconds till my pulse comes up. So can I contribute with the Void Stalker?
Until the end.
And this time have proper pulsars to help with this too.
Enemy in our sight.
I didn't want to move with you, but that works out well. And the Void Stalker was not revealed in any sense.
Enemy in our sight.
You have seized a strategic area.
As the fates decree.
One-shot your flagship. Okay, that was silly. I don't know how I can one-shot your flagship, but okay. I one-shot your frigate. With like 8 pulsars. I don't think you know how this works. And besides, that was kind of the purpose as well. We're talking about, was it 30 damage on per pulsar now, are we? 35 even. And with armor piercing, that is a lot of damage. Simply put, that is 105 damage if I'm reading this properly. So yeah, this Void Stalker alone does 420 damage before armor, mind you. So that easily melts through 200 points of shields, which I'm assuming all the frigates have 200 shields, right? I'm just trying to see how much a Void Stalker could technically do to Falchion or anything that's heavy frigate. Oh, this is that still needs to be fixed, so I'm assuming 200 shields. I think that's a fair assessment, so yeah. That's 100 and about 105 points, somewhere around 100 points to armor itself after 200 points goes through the shields. A little bit less than that when you consider 67 armor, mind you, but still, that was just with the Void Stalker. There is still 3 more pulsars to shoot into it from the frigate and the Auroras, so good thing I had my facing prepared. That is Corsairs for you, or Aeldari in a nutshell. They kind of snipe frigates really damn well in comparison to Drukhari, which kind of rely on dedicating or having to commit a little bit more since they don't have the ridiculous burst damage, but it works out well. I'm not satisfied with that though. My opponent just giving up on me is not a satisfying prospect. Especially since my playstyle is to kind of do hit and run tactics anyway. I do seriously wonder though, was that one of the frigates that was way over on the left? Or was there still a third frigate I need to worry about that may have been trying to steal the point behind me? Ooh, you want to see Adeptus Mechanicus? I'll accommodate you for now. I'm trying to think of what alternate type of fleet I want though. If anything, light cruisers could be fun. I don't think Solid running strategy is very practical with Adeptus Mechanicus, mainly because they're a lot weaker on boarding, a lot more susceptible to the morale. If anything, if I want to go with endeavors and all that, Imperial Navy would be the way to go, since they don't suffer any of the downsides that the Adeptus Mechanicus light frigates would have. Because hell, the reason you have Adeptus Mechanicus is for the goddamn cruisers and the battleship, mind you. Lances on everything, Nova cans, and additional point defense, which I guess is a benefit for the dang light cruisers to a limited extent. But let's get this going. I still need to get my level 10, mind you, which is just the Acropina shield, which I don't think I care about so much. But I think we're done with the hit and run tactics for the time being. Let's try something a little more brute force, or brutish, if only slightly. I still technically don't want to get in close range with the Adeptus Mechanicus, due to the fact that it's harder to use my Nova cans that way. But let's do it. Have some fun with that. And keep an eye out for any crippled engines to obliterate the poor fella. What was I going to say? Obliterate the poor fella that had a critical engine damage. Who needs stasis bombs or anything like that to keep them pinned when they're just naturally losing their engines due to lances and exceptional accuracy macro cannons? Let's try this again. And also my ranking's a little bit low, so I need to work on that anyway. It might affect the quality of the match, but if anything, having my opponent leave early on like that kind of does not help me. Doesn't really help with the getting the matches we want regardless. Ooh. Imperial Navy, so we're going to have ourselves a bit of a slugfest. Gotta be careful of those torpedoes though. I have no fighter bays to serve as a convenient means of shooting them down. So I'm going to be relying quite a bit on my point defense. And I'm trying to figure out, should I prioritize hitting the flagship or not, which normally is going to be the battleship, if I had to guess. But due to the sheer amount of shields we're going to have to get through, that's probably not going to work out very well if I want to try and cripple their engines. I do have the slow effect on my Novacan, so that's still something to consider. I just feel it's a little more reliable with the Novacans to just blow up their engines immediately, especially with lock-on to double that chance. Lances on everything and good accuracy now on the macro cans can be pretty good in that regard. Actually, I kind of want to grab this point over here, but I still want a frigate to contribute. In the middle. So congratulations, you are now Group 4. Anywhere I want to place my frigate or cruisers, I like where they're going right now. They'll eventually contest the middle, maybe. Or I was thinking maybe over here, because at least that way it's a little bit easier for my broadsides to shoot at the middle objective, assuming my opponent deploys near this gas cloud up here. Maybe. I'm just trying to think defensively how this may play out. Ooh, thank you. Well, I'll stop talking here. We'll hopefully give him a good match, if nothing else. That's all I could really ask for, right? My own commentary is sure to be causing a lot of handicaps for myself. I mentioned it plenty of times when facing off against Adeptus Mechanicus, mind you, is that it makes it really difficult to even hear the Novacans charge up. Never mind the fact it can make it problematic for torpedoes too, which are really damn quiet. Which annoys me some, but as the player base gets a little more skilled at this game, that should be a little less problematic at least.
The enemy has seized
Oh god, now I'm mistyping everything. I really do enjoy my Imperial Navy. I want to love the Adeptus Mechanicus for a lot of the same reason, because they're so damn similar. I just am in love with the Novacans in general. It just seems really easy for them not to do anything though. Especially Armada 1, which sounds silly because the charge up time on them was so much more quicker.
Rouse the engines.
In all honesty, it's really hard to remember the specifics of the Novacan or even much of Armada 1 since things have changed dramatically, and with the amount I'm playing Armada 2, I am starting to confuse the two a bit. Outside of my actual playing experience, I only remember Novacans fire a lot faster, and there was that damn annoying bug, which I still think may be in Armada 2, with if you fly into the AoE blast after it goes off, you still get hit by the dang blast, like 5 or so seconds after. I haven't really tested it though to know for certain. I think this is a good time to start moving, because I would like to go to this gas cloud ideally. And I know there's a frigate around. I kind of want to snipe the frigate preparation. Damn it! That may have been inconvenient, but I think maybe they're moving that way because they see the frigates.
Engaging drive.
So dodge the macro cannons. These are only 200 health frigates, so I would love to snipe at least one of them off.
Battle protocols engaged.
Not likely though. Oh, you're just... Okay, this is my fleets. To a limited extent. Only difference is the 100 health Cobras. Keep on boosting. I am seeing an opportunity here to do some real damage. I should have been using my cybernetic orb, mind you.
Reroute power to retropropulsion.
Let's kind of make this a little bit difficult for him then.
We are ready to serve.
Sadly, I'm not getting the macro cannon shots I like, but I'm preparing for a vicious follow-up.
To serve the Omnisire.
If I can get a couple lance hits on that thing, that'd be good. I kind of want to prioritize weapons too. Ow! That was painful.
Receiving your order.
That was damn painful.
Calculating vectors.
I don't think I'm revealed yet.
We are ready
Oh,
to
except
serve.
one. One's just been identified. Just this moment, so I gotta make sure it at least has the gas cloud for cover. There's no frigates nearby. Dang it. I wish I gotta get better at paying attention to what has burn retros, because that's causing me a little bit of problems here.
State your order.
And which one? That's an Exorcist, and it has a battering ram, so keep that in mind. Armor Pierce? Wait a minute, how come you don't have Armor Pierce ammo? You still have macro cans, for crying out loud. I'm a little bit shocked by this revelation, if I were to be so honest. I still got rammed. I shouldn't have hesitated, which basically is what happened there. I'll wait a second too long.
Engage ancient red lines.
Murder this thing. Murder it good. Preferably not ramming my own ship. Yes, ram me! Ram me now. I also have torpedoes, let's not forget about that. Okay, that's dead. I have spurs. Oh, did I forget my lock on? That was a bit of a dumb mistake too. It's not something I want to do. I have no excuse for it after doing this so many times, but the battleship is at risk of dying. I'm not going to hit that ship, but I should, in all seriousness, that would have been better as a slow effect, mind you, rather than the Novacan shot. Nonetheless, let's kill off these Cobras. Dodge that ram attempt. And ooh, the flagship has survived, at least for now. So let's ideally keep distance. And what do we need to kill off? Ooh, Dauntless. So it is my fleet. Minus the frigates that have like lower health. That would be the exception here. I like to go after that thing and ideally kill off this Exorcist. Those bombers can be annoying. Can the flagship survive? No, the flagship just died. If I can make these Novacans hit, then that's pretty good. But not against Dauntlesses very well. Only thing I can realistically expect is that forces the Dauntless to just disengage.
The engines to fury. Thruster routines active.
Can I get another Novacan hit? No, but I can slow it down. I'm too close to follow it up, sadly. One thing I do know about the powered rams is that they don't do additional damage if I hit them on the side. That's what it seems like anyway, so this is a good opportunity, and thank you for helping me kill off your own Exorcists. I still got good amount of health, but damn it, I should have encouraged. That was a stupid mistake. I should have done encouraging speech there. Only thing I could think to do now is make sure this does not mutiny. That was a huge oversight. Ooh, please, please, yes, thank you. I will happily take that. What's mutiny? I thought I told you to stop mutiny, but I'll take it.
We are ready to serve.
And I still have 2 of these falchions.
The spirits obey.
This could still be a victory. Can I at least disengage for Novacan's sake? Not much I could do about the fires, but I do have armor piercing though, but so does he. So this just basically balances out. Can I slow this down? Actually, it has horrible turning speed. So the only option that you have is basically just to boost forward, which I'm kind of okay with.
We are ready to serve.
The enemy has accumulated 50%
God dang it. That using encouraging speech probably cost me there big time. I still have a good advantage, mind you. But morale's back up here. I don't know how many frigates are left, mind you. And I'm about to grab a bunch of points, or at least a 4th point.
Engage electromagnetic baffles. Receiving your order.
I'm detected but not identified, and I go just as fast as this thing. So until I'm comfortable, maybe I should
Ready to
just
serve.
have this go on a wild goose
Engaging
chase.
drive.
Although it is boosting.
You
I
have
probably won't am
accumulated
content with just
75%
lances
of
shooting at me.
strategic points.
Just not the macro cannons or
Machine
torpedoes.
spirit appeased. Thruster
I have point
routines
defense
active.
still. I can dodge these. I'm just watching for maybe the turn.
With matchless efficiency.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can dodge these macro
Machine
cannons in any
spirit
way at all.
appeased.
I have the distance to maybe dodge them.
Engaging drive.
Oh, never mind. You're just turning to shoot at the
State
falchion.
your order.
So it's the falchion I should be trying to dodge
The
macro
spirits
cannons with.
obey.
Since I can't do that with good combustion
Engage
gauge
ensign
use.
red lines. Optimal course
And I have
set.
Solid Rain. Just neutralize the point, you're safe.
Machine spirit appeased.
Alright, I think we won this here.
Matchless efficiency.
On the plus side, it was on the plus side, Draconic almost won.
Receiving your order.
To be fair, so let's at least compliment them on that fact there.
Receiving your order.
But if I just play the cat and mouse
ready
game here,
to
I'm basically
serve.
gonna win just due to having frigates and what is it? Draconic does not. I gotta be
serve
good at
the
remembering
Omni
names.
Sire.
It's one thing I'm horrible at, mind you.
Calculating vectors.
And even if the Retribution eventually gets this
How's
ship,
the
it's not a
engines?
huge loss. Hell, I could just
You
repair
have
to get more
seized a
combustion
strategic
gauge.
area.
It's a dead end though.
State your order.
I think grabbing this 5th point seals the deal.
Machine
Ooh, and dodging these
spirit
torpedoes is
appeased.
pretty good too.
Thruster routines active.
It's really awkward for me because the Nova cannons are not, as made apparent due to their minimum range, are really bad in close. Realistically, in a close range battle, how I would get use out of them is to kind of boost past them and then turn myself around, especially
You are
with something
close
like
to
this
victory
Retribution,
by
mind you, which
strategic points.
doesn't have high energy turn. If I
Receiving your order.
have any expectation of my Nova cannons
Transition
being
begun.
useful in close. It was a damn good start, mind you.
Ready to serve.
I'm happy with taking down half the health of one cruiser or one tyrant,
Your order.
and then doing nice chipping damage to the hull of another one as a bonus.
We are ready to serve.
It's just a question of how aggressive should I get with these Nova cannons, since after all I only have 3 charges,
Reload power to retro propulsion.
as opposed to the 6 charges of the Imperial Navy's
Seals lock.
torpedoes.
Jump activated.
You have seized a strategic area.
Just another 30
Calculating
seconds
vectors.
and we're golden. Although,
Serve the Omni
not doing that
Sire.
encouraging speech probably hurt me a lot. It would have kept at least... I don't know what kind of engine what critical hits I had suffered, mind you. I only know that one of my Nova cannons was actually
Enhanced
broken
rotational
temporarily.
drift.
Which probably is not worth it, again, considering how close range that battle was. It's really difficult for me to get distance unless I separate my fleet. Kind of like with that one tyrant you saw that I ran into the gas cloud. For that reason, because it was about to break on me. But that was fun. I accommodate him, or am I even using the phrase properly? No. I praise him for how close that match actually was for him winning, at least. If nothing else. Now I'm tempted to go back to Corsairs, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll jump back into Mechanicus some more, since I do need to get my last skill for this. And then I think that's the rest of the factions all done, is it? Everything else is level 10. And basically how I've been leveling up my fleet is kind of doing it the cheesy way. Mostly. Just doing skirmishes and just quickly conceding to get the 50 experience rapidly. Since I kind of want to do proper evaluations of these damn factions after all. So trying to do it the normal way is kind of unrealistic. Unless I want to be limited in my options. Nonetheless. Bait and switch is now active. I'm trying to remember everything here. These range upgrades are really nice for the Void Stalker. I just gotta, again, figure out good alternatives for the Auroras when warranted. Since I only feel like this might be practical for brace for impact to make it so that way my hits do more damage. Or more efficient, or more effective rather. As opposed to just denying my opponent the means to have lock-on available. Or reload, that actually could be something to consider to keep them from boosting as easily. So maybe I'm wrong. Just drinking, I was gonna say just drinking a bit of water. And again, we have a dropout. We have someone running away from me maybe? I have no idea what's going on there. I can only assume. Nonetheless, why do I get the feeling your shoulder pad almost looks like it's corrupted by chaos? I'm starting to... those blue little gems almost look like their eyes. They're corrupted by Siege or Nurgle maybe. Minus the green and purple. I worry for you. Are you truly a loyal servant of the Aeldari? It's anybody's guess. Nonetheless, let's see about having a proper match this time with the Corsairs. And not an opponent that just runs off on me after losing a single frigate. Ooh, Necrons. I have the range to safely keep distance with the Void Stalker. The trick will be how to get the perfect ambush with the Auroras due to inertialess drive, the Star Pulse generator immediately destroying my shields. Or not shields, but destroying my torpedoes. The Void Stalker can do well here, depending on what they're fielding. Auroras I'm a little bit worried with for just how easily they can die. And all the objectives are in the middle map too. I don't know how I feel about that either, considering the possibility of dirches, or at least their frigates being right in the middle of the map at the same time. Unless I want to boost forward, then I might get there at a good pace. If I'm going to grab these objectives then, I rather kind of want to snipe their frigates if I can afford it. If I were so serious, I want to ignore the objectives for the first minute or two. Try and snipe down the frigates. Realistically though, I don't think there's going to be a frigate here. There'll probably be one over here though, because this looks like a good spot for Necrons to just jump and protect these points. So with that said, let's have them Void Stalker there.
Acknowledged.
Now question, boost.
Swiftly.
Boost or not to boost?
Let the winds fill.
I'm at least going to boost with this one here.
Yes, come on.
Sooner I get there the better, because I am going to give away my position gravity's one objective anyway.
Yes, Commander.
How many pulsars do I need to kill
Taking new
a jackal though? Since we already kind of did that math already, it's like 420 damage with the Void Stalker alone. Which I forgot to give it a stance, which doesn't help me. That's really inconvenient there. The commentary, the constant talking is distracting me big time, because that's just going to make it longer for me to get my silent run up for when I do eventually get revealed.
Until the end.
I'm trying to figure out what they may have there. I'm always suspicious when I see 3 ships like this all going the same speed as 3 battle cruisers.
Taking new position.
Which means how many frigates do I have to worry about?
Acknowledged.
I just can't remember how the points line up off the top of my head, but
Acknowledged.
we got 1 frigate there.
Swiftly.
I kind of want to get ready
You
for
have seized a
this one little
strategic
frigate.
area.
The more frigates I kill, the better.
Enemy in our sight.
Well, there is one there. This is just not very helpful. It's in possibly the worst spot, but they panicked. They could have done a scanner pulse,
Until the end.
which I'm kind of thankful for that they didn't.
We move together.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
So their job's probably to snipe that other frigate.
Solar winds.
And we'll just disengage. We'll use this as vision for us.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
The void is our home.
Otherwise, not much can do but wait, since I used up my one scanner pulse to try and kill off the frigate.
Void is our home.
Get this holofield charged up. I need charged up there for his fighter.
Taking new position.
You have seized a strategic area.
And thankfully, even though their particle whip ignores shields, it does not ignore the holofield, I believe. At least not in this situation. Huh. So where's the frigate hiding, I wonder?
Till the end.
In truth, it doesn't honestly matter,
We obey.
since there's nothing actually can protect the ship,
As the fates
even if it's still here and I get revealed.
setting sail.
I gotta identify these ships so that way I can plan out my engagement, though, which, if they're gonna try and grab the objective, then they're gonna accommodate me.
Yes, Commander. Enemy in our sight.
And I actually got range with the star cannons, which inconveniently... Is it battle cruisers? Yep, battle cruisers. If I'm remembering correctly, there's like 3 of these. There's like at least 3 of these frigates. Well, these are actually jackals.
In our sight.
I'm actually gonna just sit there. That thing's pretty much dead at this point.
Setting sail.
And it's no threat on its own.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
So that's grab.
The end.
Actually, get going there.
Move together.
Oh, did I? Oh my god, I'm just realizing I either unbinded group 3 or never bind them at all, so that's... Engines destroyed there. I kind of want to hit him again, mind you, but let's at least fix this control group problem I'm having right now.
Until the end.
The enemy has seized.
Oh,
a
they actually have a
strategic
beacon,
area.
which is a little annoying. But thankfully I've already been disengaging. I'm not like those other Eldar, or at least the less experienced ones, that stand still
You have
asking to get
seized
shot
a
at.
strategic area.
It's a little too dangerous to go into Auroras. I don't think I need to tell you how quickly I'm gonna die if those battle cruisers, those scythes, decide to jump my Auroras. Even with holofield, they're probably instantly dead.
Solar winds. As the fates
Maybe I could try and brute force it some, but let's soften them up some. Hell, let me hold fire. This allows me to juke them a bit. Because I want to hit them with the pulsars, not with the star cannon, in all honesty. Ooh,
let the winds
I see a window to maybe snipe this thing.
ride the solar winds.
Ah, dang it.
We serve.
The runic focus just ruined my attempt there.
You have accumulated 25% of
If only a little bit.
strategic points.
I'm still invisible, so I could still keep runic vision for the extra critical hit, but that is not convenient. Not in the slightest.
Setting sail.
Eagle bombers beginning attack.
Now let's get ready. Let's get ready to do some real damage here.
We
Ah,
obey.
not what I want, but it works.
About with grace.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
Ooh, that was convenient, but let's jump to safety here.
Position.
And he has recall, so that is good to note. Just burnt the recall, and I got a lot of damage value out of that. That was not intentional, but I'll take it. And I get myself another objective as a bonus.
Setting sail.
Ooh, I can hit this with pulsars too. Unfortunately, I'm gonna need to get to this gas cloud quickly, which I don't think I'm gonna get to do.
Ride the solar wind.
So we'll just go to this one instead then.
Until the end.
And they're actually separated. This is a good opportunity for my Auroras to do damage too.
Yes, Commander.
I gotta remember, they can jump me immediately, so this may not be... Oh, I take that back. This is a perfect opportunity now.
We move together. Enemy in our sight. Come about with grace.
Now
You
fire
have seized
everything.
a strategic area.
Murder the hell of the flagship.
Ride the solar winds.
And that should be dead. Now that is one dead flagship. Oh, I lost my Hellborn though. But considering the trade, I think that was definitely worth
You
it.
have accumulated 50% of strategic points.
I just don't have my Salt running available, which is a little inconvenient.
The enemy has accumulated 25% of strategic points.
And I don't think I need to reveal them just yet. I just gotta keep this charge up to minimize the lance damage.
Let the winds fill our sails.
So Group 3 lost their frigate, Group 2, they'll be Salt running momentarily.
Taking new position.
I'm just waiting for him to reveal himself.
The enemy has
Because they
seized a
do still have
strategic
inertialess
area.
drive, I can't overlook that. Sure, their flagship may have used it, but
Mend our wounds.
they still have it available, so they will likely jump me at a moment's notice.
Acknowledge.
So maybe I don't quite want to commit to this.
The void is our home.
If anything, let's kill off some of their doom sites. Oh. Well, this is sort of convenient timing.
Solar winds.
Let me get the shots off. Keep the hull field charged. Sure.
Acknowledge.
I'm willing to be spotted for a brief period.
As the fates decree.
You don't have your mass recall anymore either.
It is our home.
So I'm kind of okay with this. And feel free to chase after me, please. I'll worry about dealing with you after. Actually, I could deal with you already.
Acknowledge.
Now I think I'm willing to commit to an actual kill here. Gotta watch for the Star Pulse generator. I don't want to fire with everything. Actually, deck's gone. Just kill its morale would be great.
Come about with grace.
Ha!
Taking new position.
So, hate to break it to you, I was prepared for that, but I think you might turn off out of the way. Despite how clever I thought I was being.
Until the end.
But your deck's gone, you should be dead.
Void is our home.
Try as you might, that thing's gone.
Enemy in our sight.
What just jumped? I wish I was looking at the mini-map, because my impulse told me it was probably the frigate, or the cruiser there I saw that was jumping.
Solar winds.
Let the winds fill.
Otherwise, we're in good shape here. Just grab the objectives. Hell, I could just win with these 2 points alone. I don't need to commit to anything.
Fates decree.
So, here, I'll let you have your victory. I'll let you have your damn
Enemy
point.
is
I don't
seizing
care.
One of your strategic areas.
See if I care, for crying out loud. I just wish I want my Salt run back up so I'm not technically giving away what I'm doing here.
We move together.
All those doom scythes are going to spot me at an inconvenient moment. I'll deal with that right now.
We serve.
I still have fighter squadrons. And 2 objectives to grab.
As the fates decree.
Now stay away from me so that way I can hide properly. Do proper Eldar shenanigans.
Unseen and silent.
Now I know that's that's still probably in the gas cloud because I would see it otherwise.
As the fates decree.
So let's
The
just steal
enemy has
everything.
seized a strategic area.
They get their 1 point, I'll take 2 more. That's fair trade, right?
Our sight.
And if we found the 1 frigate at least. So instead of 3 dirches, which I think they can get 3 dirches, they decide to go with 2 jackals.
Acknowledge.
Which is fine by me. It just means less scanner pulses for me to worry about.
Let the winds fill our sails.
Otherwise, I just want to keep an eye on this gas cloud.
Yes.
Be aware of any sudden movements. Since I should win this in another 2 minutes. Especially after I grab these objectives.
Swiftly.
Oh, was I? Oh yeah, I went into yeah, I'm identified because I went into this objective, silly me. I kind of overlooked that fact.
Until the end.
Not that it's a big deal,
The
mind
enemy
you.
is seizing
but
one of
this
your
is annoying.
strategic areas.
Not seeing the silhouette even though apparently my mouse cursor recognizes that it's there.
Acknowledged.
You are close to victory by strategic points.
You have seized a strategic area.
I don't think the fighters are going to spot them in time. It is going to shoot down the doom sites, though, potentially. Just not... technically we'll still spot the battle cruiser, because the battle cruiser will probably be tempted to shoot them down, maybe. Since it is, after all, in the gas cloud.
Move together.
You have seized a
Oh,
strategic
never mind. My
area.
fighters are doing crap.
We serve.
That's nice and convenient.
Setting
I give them one job and they do a horrible job at it too.
Your strategic areas.
Which, to be perfectly honest, their job was supposed to
The
be
enemy
spot
has
the battle
seized a
cruiser, but
strategic area.
the battle cruiser's kind of already doing that.
Yes, Commander.
Otherwise, yeah, this is already over anyway. We'll just seal the deal. We'll accelerate the process, as it were.
acknowledged.
Not much they could do about it. I just want to increase my critical hit chance on these pulsars. But as soon as I start firing, there's going to be an inevitable jump.
Eagle bombers beginning attack pattern. Come about with grace.
The enemy has accumulated 50% of strategic points.
Well, that worked out well. I took damage, but that worked out well.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Come about with grace.
Finish the deal.
Taking new position.
Let's finish it off with style. Send it off the way it was meant to be. Hell, all 10 torpedoes would have hit hard. I would have loved to see all those torpedoes hit. Because it's not very often you do a blind shot like that
We are failing.
and expect all 3 of your ships to hit the cruiser. So far I've only encountered the 1 Necron fleet. But it's possible there may be a lot of Necrons. In all honesty, what was the faction I've been facing most recently? It was Adeptus Mechanicus, funny enough, at least last week. It seems like I was getting 3 or 4 of them in a row almost for my Tau matchups. Huh. Could be just... I haven't encountered really any Necrons until just now, so I like to think that is a good sign. Maybe there's a good diverse amount of players on here. Because you figured if there were more... I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just speaking for commentary's sake, is not working very well. Nonetheless, it's 9 o'clock now. I'm content with the Corsairs. I would like to maybe go back to the Tyranids. It's been a while since I played Space Marines though, but with the fact the 6 strike cruiser fleet has now been... is not really much of a thing anymore. Hell, I haven't yet to update it. Since it's technically no longer legal for me to use this because of the nerf to the points, so I'm gonna have to figure out an actual Space Marine fleet I'm happy with. The Necrons seem to be satisfying, they seem to be fun, I'm enjoying them. Mind you, I'm not playing them in a super aggressive manner, mind you, which really works out well considering their constant health regeneration encourages long-term battles, and all their weapons never miss. So I'm kind of relying on them to get victory as opposed to getting in their face and using a bunch of burst damage abilities with like what, the Tomb Ship's Nightmare Shroud or whatever that AoE cone attack is called in the Scarab Swarm. Not really relying on them so much more, just relying on the sheer durability and resilience that these things have. I just haven't played enough Necrons against Adeptus Mechanicus to really understand that nuance. Since the YouTube match was the only one of Adeptus that I actually played against, or of Mechanicus. I think we'll do one more Mechanicus for good measure. Then I'm gonna freeball it. I'm tempted to do Pyro-Acid again, but I'll play with that another time. Experiment with it some more. But we're gonna freeball it. I'm feeling orky after this next match. Do I want to go? I just don't know if I want to go with the Evil Sons. Well, not Evil Sons, but the Blood Axes or not. Only thing I'm not sure of. Yeah, I'm just reading all the chats now. I know I read some of it there, but I'm missing on some of it. I am really liking the potential Necrons. They kind of have been toned down, mind you, for if you never played the tabletop version, how it worked there is that you basically got double the score when you killed a Necron ship. Oh, it's Baker. Well, you can rest easy knowing I'm not relying on a hit and run type strategy. I'm going to be fighting you straight up this time around. I'm liking Necron 2 is the little bit I've been focusing on them. Hard to really pick a favorite just yet though. But nonetheless, if I can get some really good Novacans early on, and maybe use a micro warp jump to position for the battleship getting Novacan. Huh. I wonder what that's reference to. Oh god, are we gonna have this ruined match there because of bugs? I've heard this happen before there, but I don't think I've ever seen it yet. I'll just concede. Let's get this out of our misery. I've seen this bug before. And my opponents couldn't actually play against me. I just don't know why. It happens, mind you. Oh, because you're playing repulsives and Hellbringers basically because of Necrons, huh? Oh, Hellbringers, yeah, the light cruisers and the repulsives are the one with torpedoes. Yeah, torpedoes are really kind of necessary if you want to actually beat them in a straight-up fight. The sheer amount of burst damage, especially when they leave themselves vulnerable after using a star pulse generator, is really damn crucial. You're not likely going to cripple them that much if you open up with them, mind you. Unless you could somehow sneak them in before a star pulse generator, which kind of happened in my Corsair match just now. But that match doesn't count. Let's try another Mechanicus one. Let's try this again. A real match this time. In all seriousness though, I feel like, well, in my Chaos matches with the Lance build, we all seen the one where I lost against Jamodon. I actually won the warm-up game before that. And that was where I lost horribly trying to fight the tomb ships. But I won on the objective front, and my 6 Infidel Raiders all basically swarmed their light cruiser when he was forced to spread out. I killed his flagship with 6 frigates, and it felt damn good. And I still believe that Chaos match, that YouTube match, I still would have won that if I had done a hard disengage and not used up all my combustion gauge. And by hard disengage, I mean not trying to shoot at him, just completely turn my stern to him and just run the hell away and use the Acrons to kind of snipe any frigates that would try and steal my points. That works out well. It just kind of sucks because what? Slaanesh is only on a 5-second duration, is it now? It used to be 20 or 30 seconds. So you need to have that planned out perfectly almost if you want those torpedoes to hit in time, since you only have 5 seconds to make it work. But that's a good way to brute force it. Not something I honestly thought of for using Slaanesh for. I like to think of it as a nice way to delay and stall and slow them down a bit. Plasma bombs are kind of almost a must if you suspect you're going up against tomb ships anyway, since it's almost impossible for them to dodge that. I want to argue impossible, but you could still aim it poorly in a certain sense. Or they could just stop burn retros at the perfect time just before they fly into it. But yep, I feel like plasma bombs is kind of a must to have, if you suspect tomb ships, that is. It's almost useless, unless you have a lot of Novacans or other AoE abilities to kind of force damage against light cruisers or even the regular cruisers. But against tomb ships, that extra 200, 400 damage ignoring the armor is amazing. Especially if you can follow it up with a lot of damage afterwards, if you're planning on committing. Since otherwise they will regenerate a lot of that health over time. And you only got 3 charges, which doesn't help too much either. Yeah, that's kind of a given, unless you have enough AoE abilities like Mechanicus for obvious reasons with the Novacans to bait out a inertialist jump. Come on, give me an opponent. We had one earlier and it bugged out. Don't do it to me again. Not now, in front of like 10 viewers. Well, technically it tells me 8. I'm just exaggerating and overflaying it a bit. I'm rounding up, as it were. If I'm not going to get an opponent, maybe it's a good opportunity to try 2v2 then. Nope, never mind. The game heard I was going to change my mind. Yeah, that's a good idea, because you kind of have to assume a recall to a limited extent. I haven't played Necron enough to know when they might not have recall. I just feel like it's not useful for my Shroud fleet because they have just really damn good mobility in general. And they can conveniently disengage as a result in most cases. This should be fun though. Drukhari. I feel like I've had incredible win rates against Drukhari, which might suggest that they need a tune. What is it? They need to be buffed up a bit. I still only remember, maybe, the one loss being my YouTube video way back when. I know I lost another one, but that was because of point objectives and letting my frigates get sniped long term. That was the only other match I lost against Drukhari, but at the end of the day, they only had a single battleship left when I did lose that one. So if the frigates were still alive, I would have been in good shape, even for that loss. That second loss, anyway. Everything else has been phenomenal. And with the exceptional range and the need and the convenience of them staying at a distance, this goes well. I don't think I want to deploy over here. Looking at the objectives, I don't want to deploy over here. I want to at least grab 3 points and force them to come to me. And with the convenience of switching the skills, this is pretty good. I'm really tempted to Mecha Dominator, but I suspect 3 battleships, which means it's unlikely for me to kill the deck. Armor piercings, I don't feel like I'm gonna get armor piercing. What the hell do we get otherwise, though? I can only think of the shields. That's the only thing I could think of. A little bit extra armor on the shields will help weather the attack some. But otherwise, I'm limited in my upgrade choices. Since this does not help my battleship at all due to the fact that they can't actually shoot at 2,800 range. So I found out. Or is it 2,700? I can't remember. With that said, I should actually remember to lock on with these cursed things. And micro warp jump. This might be useful against torpedoes, but I'm planning on standing still and letting them reveal themselves ideally. I don't need a mission dissipator here. I don't plan on going far. I'm going to grab this point just naturally, and I'm going to push up to this other side of this asteroid belt and grab these, if possible, with the cruisers. Unless I know where they're at to make a good judgment call with the frigates.
Engaging drive.
And what do we have? 6 ships.
State your order.
I don't plan on pushing forward, but I have a beacon still. I think I hang on to this. Do I hang on to it? I want to lure them into a false sense of security. Since sadly, this is way open space, so they could attack from any angle.
We are ready to serve.
So it's not like I can pick a good spot to kind of deny a potential attack.
State your order.
And I'm going to move one of these frigates immediately over here.
Vectors.
Maybe get a sense of what they're doing with this one frigate, but I don't want to lose 2 frigates carelessly.
Rouse the engines.
I'm just going to push on through. Hell, I might even go behind this asteroid belt as opposed to
Receiving
around.
your order.
That sounds like a better idea. And with that said, let's make it uncomfortable. This I'm a little bit more willing to oblige, since only one of their ships can get extended range.
The spirits obey.
Otherwise, we just sit and wait.
State your order.
I want to keep these frigates close, or at least behind my battleships until I'm in position.
Strategic area.
And I think the majority of their ships may be over on the left anyway, since we kind of saw most of them there.
Receiving your order.
The enemy
And actually,
has
let me hold
seized a
fire for good
strategic
measure,
area.
because why the hell not?
Hostile signature detected.
You know what? Let's just ram you to death. Let's see what your reflexes are.
A strategic area.
So we got a cruiser here.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
2 cruisers, okay. We have no idea what kind of... I didn't see no lances, so they're easily torpedoes, aren't they?
Vital systems near collapse.
So that's useful to know.
State your order.
I will have... That's information I can use.
Machine spirit appeased.
I just gotta grab these objectives now and make good use of it.
Efficiency.
It's gonna take a little bit of time, so I'm gonna be waiting a bit to...
Serve the Omnisire.
It's gonna take a while to get these objectives, but I'll happily engage you, especially if you're gonna reveal yourself for me.
Thruster routines active.
And I gotta be ready to pummel the hell out of this thing with Nova cans. Since conveniently,
Machine spirit appeased.
the Nova can, well, doesn't help. But the Nova can covers this really damn well. Not perfectly, mind you. But it makes it so they kind of forced to jump off it in a lot of circumstances.
With matchless
Especially
efficiency.
if I fake it with the I am the Omni sign there.
To serve the Omnisire.
Got a hold fire here. Beacon's about, let's see, I have about 20 seconds maybe
Transition
of that. Actually, it had to deploy and all that too, so it's still around for another 50 seconds. I'm good.
Receiving your order. Calculating vectors.
Now let's get ready to grab this one point.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
State your order. Does not compute.
Can I hit it? Good damage, but not enough to kill it. That was an I am the Omni sign, so I'm okay with this. But that is a bit of an obstacle in the way.
The spirits obey.
I'm not
The
getting as many
enemy
good
has
hits as I would like.
strategic area.
We are ready to serve.
It's on fire. It used a scanner pulse, so it might be dead.
Appeased. Receiving your order. Transition begun.
Now, ooh, engines are down. This is perfect. Force the repair. Oh, you actually have bombers.
Seized a strategic area.
I think I aimed that poorly. Yeah. It might hit hard though still.
We are ready to serve.
I was hoping I aimed that properly. I kind of misjudged its mobility a little bit.
To serve the Omnisire
I'm still hitting it really hard though.
with matchless efficiency. State your order. The spirits obey
Come on. I know you got torpedoes.
with matchless efficiency. Collision protocols active.
You only hit me with 2 torpedoes. That did not work very well for you, did it now?
Active.
I kind of wish I didn't brace for impact, but it works. This one has lances on it.
Machine spirit appeased.
And I gotta remember to watch for that false maneuver, because that actually makes them vulnerable to a lightning strike too.
Engage chrysalis protocols.
And you lost... Oh. Well. I guess that means I was in really good position then. Is what I'm gonna take out at.
The enemy has accumulated.
I'm at a loss for words. I
25%
wanted to have a real match, damn it. Well, I guess that might explain why they concede it. Upon realizing they have no skills. That's always annoying when it does happen. Because changing sub-factions kind of ruins that every now and then. Change a sub-faction, everything... Oh, wait, I know what happened. They were AFK. That's why the deployment timed out, if you recall. They seemed to move their fleet when it started, or so I thought, so... I don't know what to take out of that. But damn it, I feel robbed of a good match. So you know one way to fix that? Let's get Orky. In all honesty, I want to start playing with battleships, but if I'm going to play with a battleship, it's going to be with the evil... Was it the Evil Suns? Because I do not like the lack of turn speed on that cursed thing. I'm going to have to build one quickly though, aren't I? It's the only problem. Unless I can get away with a 2v2, I don't even think I have a battleship for a 2v2, do I? I'm gonna have to put that on hold. I don't want to waste everyone's time too much. But I want to get Orky. This is basically built for the Blood Axes because I really like the Conceal and the Shroud effect. Although, facing off against Orcs with the dang Commandos, I know for a fact these reveal the position of the flagship. As much as I would love to use the Tractor Cannon, I cannot use these because they work against my strategy. I've seen it. I've actually seen it in effect, and it is unpleasant, needless to say. Wait, why am I taking WOG again? I don't have boring torpedoes. It's mainly because I'm limited in my choices, in all honesty. Since these are kind of like the go-to skills that kind of don't work very well for me. Nonetheless, we got our fancy captain's hat. We're good to go. Let the Orky nonsense begin. Let's just hopefully stomp them all over. Because the Orc fleet has been working incredibly well. It's just been a while since I actually dedicated to them, mind you. Only other times I really played with them after my preview of Orcs was the little bit I did on the Twitch stream, and that's it. Maybe an occasional 2v2 here and there, but that was it. Nonetheless. Don't know what else to say. I'm running out of things to talk about. It's all about mindless fun at this point with the Orcs. Especially if I can get to ramming distance. That would be the best case situation, because hell. I have Mega Cannons for crying out loud. I want to get close. It might suck against Necrons, kind of like I talked about before with when I tried the Pyro-Acid against Necrons. Oh, and I was technically a liar, wasn't I? I said that was the first Necron fleet I went up against earlier. That's not true. The first match I played up against with Tyranids was against Necron. Stupid me. It goes to show what kind of goldfish memory I have. Here's what we can take out of this. Yeah, the Novacans crashed this game. We bugged them out of existence. There's one way to win for you, isn't it? Even though I technically missed horribly with those Novacans. It is really damn satisfying though if you can aim those Novacans for when they Wraithbone shift in a certain direction or they burn it. I just didn't account for the turning speed all that much though. Which may have been a bit of a failing there, but that sure as hell would have hurt a battleship if I had saved it for that thing. Because we saw how close those Novacans could have hit that one cruiser. I imagine that guaranteed to hit the battleship just because of its slower speed. Nonetheless, we got a match. Let the woggy goodness begin. Ooh, we jump out of Adeptus Mechanicus, now we're going to go up against them. And my stealth works well, for at least allow me to get close some. I just gotta play this really conservatively so I don't get revealed preemptively by the damn frigates. I kind of want the rocks to take the Novacan shots, because like the Crew War Spear, which I've learned during my time with the Crew War Spear, they can dodge those surprisingly well. It's just a matter of putting that little trick into practice. Excuse me there. That's the only main thing. Just get used to it and not panic and just immediately do a 180. That's not going to do me any favors. Otherwise, lock-on is kind of a must since it extends my range, even though I have horrible accuracy at that range, as made apparent by miserable accuracy. And that objective is in the middle of an asteroid belt. How fitting is it to have rocks go grab it? I'm just wondering. I think I want these rocks to kind of take the hits as opposed to just hold a point, at least at first. And I'll have actually one of these two frigate squads hang with my cruisers for now. You, on the other hand, are going to grab this objective for me. Otherwise, brace for impact, might as well do that. Again, I want to bake the Novacans on these things if I can afford it. Which maybe means I boost. I'm a little bit paranoid now that I think of it now of potential stream sniping, considering the reliance on my stealth here. That could bite me in the ass some, especially with the short delay. But this is all in good fun. This isn't like something super serious anyway. Do I want to change any skills with that said? Not really. Let's do this. Well, the game just crashed. I guess it wasn't meant to be. Well, this is happening a lot. I'm either missing out on a bunch of matches or, like right now, it just crashed on me. I'll get it back up in a moment. I promise. I'm probably only going to do 1 or 2 more matches anyway. Just so, since it's getting around that time, I'm going to need to start getting ready to call it a night anyway. Never mind the fact my throat might threaten to break on me in a moment. I was so eager to see how that would play out too, damn it. Now I'm just wanting to see. I want to see if the game's coming back up. Okay, it's coming back up. We're golden. Now let's try this again. Since I want to say this is the 4th match that was interrupted before we actually got into the match. So something's going on. Or I'm just having an unlucky streak. More unlucky than usual anyway. Maybe the hat is cursed, since it technically is an Imperial Navy Commissar helm. Hey there, Dire Venom. Welcome to the stream. Sadly, I think this might be my last match, though. So hopefully you're in for an orky good time. But it's been a fun series of matches anyway. Just a little bit annoying with all the crashes and just dropping down to the main menu, mind you. Hell, Sunday, when I was trying to work on YouTube stuff, for some reason just being in this lobby, it constantly crashed on me every like 30 seconds every minute for some reason. Thankfully it was just on the one Sunday, so I guess just restarting the computer fixed it for me. But it made it a little bit tricky for me to do my YouTube video, mind you, on the merchant fleet. Suffice to say, nonetheless, are we going to get our Mechanicus opponent again or not? Or worse, are we going to get Necron? The one thing, well, Space Marines are probably a close second. Oh, even worse. Maybe worse. I have Mega Cans. I'm incredibly good in close. It's just a question if I should worry about boarding damage or not. If my opponent's going to be using the torpedo build or not. They have Evil Suns, so I should expect them to have the upgrade for the additional speed. Oh, and I played against Corsair earlier, didn't I? I just can't remember from where. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at remembering names, let alone remembering places. This is one of those Darkest Dungeons negative quirks that I have. I don't remember faces, I only remember the experience. The match itself, probably. Nonetheless, I think this is going to be more in-your-face close-range battles, so I want the rocks to be where I expect the fighting to be. Which normally, of course, is going to be in the middle. It goes without saying. I have the convenience of just biding my time, though, at least. And I'll just have these 2 frigates grab the points separately. And otherwise, everything else is going to hang behind the rocks. Be moral support. I'm a little bit worried this may be an awkward positioning for me. Maybe. Since I'm expecting Orc to just fly in the middle, maybe grab this point here. Or this gas cloud, since it's nice and conveniently close here. But at least I'll be behind the rocks, so the rocks can take some of the initial flak. I'm just wondering... Plasma Bomb's pretty good because their lack of high energy turn, but they do have likely the Evil Sun upgrade.
Loot that junk.
Oh well, my opponent decided to spread out completely there. And this is what I'm talking about, you see it firsthand. This is why I refuse to use the dang tractor cannon. We can even tell it's a tractor cannon for crying out loud too.
You got it.
I don't know if I should be going in the asteroid belt, but the damage is so negligible. I should have honestly just gone around it, deployed a little bit more on the left.
Orcs is best.
But I kind of was right with my assumption where the majority of the fleet was, if nothing else. And since I'm in brace for impact, I am suffering some morale damage though. But hopefully that won't hinder. Hopefully that won't cost me the match. Not yet.
Faster, you grots.
And we're likely going to run into those frigates there. So ideally, I don't want my cruisers to get spotted by a scanner pulse. If I can help it, I have 5 fighter squadrons too. Speaking of which, I never saw any fighter squadrons come out. So I kind of can rest easy there, maybe?
Wings ready.
Maybe.
Here we go.
You have seized a strategic
And I don't quite
area.
need to
The
reveal them with
enemy
the
has seized a
frigates,
strategic
so they're
area.
fine just securing the point for
What do
me.
you want?
And these two are just going to do what orc rocks do. And we're just going to wait. Wait and see if they take the bait or not. And ideally get a good sense of what they're using.
You got it.
The fight is over here.
I just gotta make sure this Ravager gets good use out of its torpedoes, which, as you can see by its spread, is going to be insanely difficult to do. So maybe
What's his best?
I'll have to see if I can switch out the Ravagers for something else, with that said. Since that seems a little bit impractical for fighting other frigates. Just a slight tab.
Yeah. Retrons on.
I'm just gonna hold one rock
Enemy
back.
ship side.
Yeah, ooh, it's a brute. I could deal with a brute. Aside from the fact that they do 4 times the damage to like a frigate when they ram it, so maybe I gotta be careful here.
Move that junk.
Yeah, this torpedo is almost impossible to hit.
Close bay.
Wow.
New orders over there.
How the hell did that happen? For crying out loud, it has spurs on the cursed thing. Should be doing 300% damage.
The fight is over here.
Yeah, I completely forgot again about the holding fire. Not as a huge issue just yet. The rocks are going to make efficient bait
What's his
and
best?
distraction.
Fire bombers. Begin dagger dagger.
And I'm just going to launch fighters because they do actually hull damage of some sort. So,
Faster, you grunts.
and maybe I can reposition this thing really well. I want to wait till.
You have seized a
Oh god,
strategic
really?
area.
Well,
What's his best?
I want to see if I can knock this thing to a side or something. Oh, it has torpedoes.
You want us over there?
You have seized a strategic
Well, this is a little inconvenient, but I'll bite.
The fight is
Your
over
flagship's
here.
already or at least one of your battleships is taking a big beating. And which one's the Savage? Yeah, this one's the Savage, so just murder these things for me. Enjoy.
We'll get 'em, boss. Load that junk.
So the rocks are doing their job well. I just don't have the convenience of using the boosters to kind of reposition them the best. Okay, that's gonna miss me completely at least. But I should destroy their engines maybe. Especially since they're about to boost right by. That was a fatal mistake. Oh, dang it, you're supposed to be firing with your prow, you cursed
You have
things.
accumulated 25%
This is like the
of
perfect
strategic
opportunity for
points.
this.
Holding boys did good, Bob.
My flagship had a mutiny, dang it. That's the one thing I didn't want to mutiny.
You have seized a strategic area.
But their flagship also died conveniently, so all this is right now is a big, massive mess.
Boys, get to work, you lazy kids.
Now go in there and tank for me, you rocks.
Retrons
You're in the perfect angle to kind of deny its turning. Oh no, I'm wrong.
We'll fight another day.
I thought that was the flagship. That would have changed things quite a bit if it wasn't.
Move that junk.
And they have higher turning speeds, or at least slightly higher turning speeds, so I need to be careful of that.
Wings ready.
There, another mutiny there. That battleship's pretty much dead. That's about to die, mind you.
Another day.
You have accumulated 50% of strategic points.
This is probably going to be a lot closer than I want it to be. If I had prioritized the flagship, maybe that's not an issue, because the tractor cannon is actually being annoying. But I still got full firepower. And it has no... Right now it has no mega cans to contribute.
Hit the red button.
All I got is just my ramming speed. Ooh, please.
It's over there.
Well, I was hope you were fast on the quick draw there, but it's on fire. It's on fire. That thing should just burn to death. So let's just focus on these other ship.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, I should probably be focusing on decks too. That helps a little bit. In fact, I don't think I prioritized anything, didn't I, besides the engines at the last moment.
Books, books, books.
But
You have
let's see, you still have your deck.
75%
Encouraging speech is going to help some
bonus.
there. And now, all you have left is one little cruiser. A lot messier than it probably could have been.
Hold on to something.
But I'll take the hits there. I got my 4 objectives. Because my opponent did a horrible job with those brutes.
Fight is over
Because you
here.
kind of need to ram my side if you want to hope to kill my ships.
Fire bombers.
And I wasn't even paying attention to my fighters. How well did they do on the light cruisers to do damage?
Orcs is best.
And actually,
Faster you grow.
let's change your weapon priority since you have no more weapons on the prow. And you can just tank the shots. I'll happily take that.
They got one of
And
our
you have
ships, boss.
torpedoes. Get some value out of these torpedoes finally.
What you want?
Oh, you lost your stance too, which is probably what part of the problem is because of all these damn mutinies. I overlooked that fact a tiny bit.
Here we go.
But this is over. 4 objectives, still got a handful of cruisers with good morale.
Ship.
And I might as well just destroy your weapons. There. Problem solved. I prioritized the weapons, and apparently the entire thing just exploded in a blaze of glory. If only that was a critical hit result. You hit the munition storage. What was it? You hit the munitions and caused the entire ship to explode instantly. That's what I like to think just happened there. If you time it properly with the critical hit priority on the weapons, you immediately destroy the ship. If only it worked that way. It's a bit of a simple match, mind you, considering orcs and their prow. But we just demolished like what, 5 battleships? I think it was 5 battleships, at least 4. So I consider that an amazing success despite the fact my commandos didn't really do a whole lot, or at least the stealth portion. Oh. Well, that was a bit of a letdown, I suppose. Rank 2 Orc is still a success, though. I got no value at the commandos because, again, I kind of overlooked the fact my guns actually have like 1,300 or 13,500 range with the lock-on. Hell, they actually have 18,000 with the lock-on. They're almost likely to never hit anything, and they just reveal my ship, so I gotta take that more seriously, mind you. And despite that, I kind of made my flagship an easy target as well. So yeah, there's still a lot of things I could have done there, despite how simplistic that battle could have been. Majority of damage was Mechacans. Well, that's kind of the point, mind you. The Mechacans are supposed to do all the work. But those rocks, I feel like, did their job. Maybe I could have positioned them a little bit better to maybe protect the flagship, kind of like how my crew warspear tries to protect my explorer. That might have been the big thing that could have made that much more in my, or at least turned it more towards my victory that much significant. What am I trying to say? I'm just floundering on words right now. But there's a lot of little subtle things, despite how simplistic the match was. Nonetheless, I think I'm ready to call it a night here. It's already getting late. But nonetheless, we did manage to follow through on our 2-hour stream at least. So I'm at least thankful I'm at least keeping consistent with this. I just gotta somehow work on better commentary, I suppose. If you want my criticism. But nonetheless, thank you everyone for watching. I hope the battles were enjoyable, if nothing else. And I'm gonna have to try and edit out all those dropped matches for the YouTube video now, for when I get around to it. Have a good night, everyone.